Whoa, have you ever wanted a horse with wide eyes, eyes that have memories beyond that of which the body they are connected to should have the capacity for? Well, lucky for you, old Small Nardo here will show you the optimal path to collect Quall feather tokens through the rare encounters in Keep on the Borderlands, and show you where to spend them to get yourself a horse. Okay, we're going to kick off and we're going to head right into the Borderlands. This is the wilderness area, and every rare encounter in this wilderness area has a chance to drop the Quall feather token in its treasure box. These Quall feather tokens, you can exchange 15 of them, and you can get your choice of 4 colored horses. There's a few different ones. There's a dun one. The Paligomiko is like a horse word for saying that it's kind of light brown. Anyway, you want to make an immediate left. You can see right here on this little map we have on the top right. And we're going to be heading to Old Man Krago, which is this little scarecrow guy. And he is the first rare encounter on our journey that we are setting off on. So you just, deal with him as you may. You might be thinking like, oh wait, this is the epic version of the wilderness area. What if I'm just like a little guy? What if I'm just level 1 or 2? The same applies. All the guys are in the same areas. They'll be a lot weaker. They'll be at your level, like level 1 or 2-ish. And yeah, you'd be able to handle them fine. You just follow along the same path and you'll be a-okay. There might be some minor differences, whereas some enemies, when you kill them, they might transform into large demons, but that's only on epic, so there's no difference. That's all there is. So anyway, you come up here, you go up those rock steps right there. If you see the rock steps along the cliff, that means you're going the right way. You're going to have to talk to this man, Enoch the Hermit, the Mad Hermit. He was exiled from the Keep of the Borderlands because he wanted to live a worry-free life with his wife, and people just didn't accept his way of life, They weren't cool with who he decided to spend his life with, They thought like him marrying who he did was like against moral principles and stuff. So they exiled him, and now he lives as a little hermit guy outside the Keep of the Borderlands, having to brave the wilds. But he has a nice apiary him and his wife run, which is pretty nice. They make honey, I imagine. That's what an apiary does, because it grows bees. So yeah, you talk to him, and it'll initiate this little like fight encounter. You have to fight like 6 goblins and a hobgoblin. And then you talk to him, and there you can see him and his wife Lily. Yeah, and then he gives you a chest. You don't have to talk to him again after you talk to him the first time. You just go get the chest, and then that might have a Quall feather token. There you go. Now here, this is the longest run between encounters. I'm going to stay on foot because you guys are going to be on foot if you're trying to do this to get the horse, just to, not keep it as close to how you would do the run as you can. So if you see this, you're going to have to get all the way through the Caves of Chaos, and we're heading to Podarge is the next boy here. We're gonna head down, jump down, and if you just follow the river, once you see the river, it'll be pretty easy from then on to just follow it and keep on pace that way. But yeah, we're just heading in that direction, going down into the Caves of Chaos. Very squalid entrances all over. What a nice old time they must be having in those squalid entrances. A bunch of funny guys, So yeah, there's the river. Once you get to the river, you can just follow it. You want to follow it probably on the north bank of the river, because once you cross, you'll be closer to Podarge once you get to where he is. So yeah, that'll be pretty good. Once you get there, it'll be good. It's just it's a long walk. I mean, there's not much to say. It was just a long walk to cross across the entire map. But once we get to him, it's gonna be back-to-back rare encounter. It's gonna be nuts once we arrive at that point. Absolutely insane. So yeah, there you go, they see the river. I really think the crabs make a horrible sound, and you can tell me what you guys think about the sounds that the crabs make in this video game. I'm not the biggest fan. I think it's quite obnoxious, but in like a powerful way. So here you go, you come up here. If you see the hill and a big bird's nest, then you'll know you're at the right place. I'm just going to cut to a place because... So, the rare encounters have a 33% chance of existing, right? I'm making up that number. But they won't be here every time you come here. So every time you come here, you won't always see Podarge. Maybe you won't. But this is like a cut to show that this is what it would look like. So you come here, you go up the little hill, you see the bird's nest, she'll be there, she's a harpy, you kill her, you get the chest in the bird's nest. And then we head south to the next one. Now the next one isn't too far, it's just a little bit of a walk just to the south. And going south is easy. Going south is always easier than going north, because going south is like going downhill, An old tree said that one time. So you know it's true, because trees can't lie, they don't know how. Never learned. And if you just keep going that way, you gotta swing at the air every now and then just to make sure that you're alive. It'd be sad if you didn't. Heading south, you'll arrive at the Neglected Grave, which is both a little discovery point and a rare encounter. Here, if you see the chest that's there, you'll know that you got the encounter, and it's old Ergonon. He's very ergonomic because he lies down in his grave for a long time. You beat him to death, and you get a chest. There you go. And do we get the Quall Feather token? We have not been getting too many Quall Feather tokens in our run, but I'm sure you guys will do great. Okay, then we keep heading south, and we'll eventually, hopefully, come to a funny satyr man. And the satyr man will hopefully sing us a funny song. So you just head south along this thing. You'll pass a little well. I think it's a well or a fountain or something. You can hit it for a buff, but it's really like kind of like whatever. There it is. You can kind of see it. Kind of glazed past it. And too busy throwing wizard spells at gnat swarms to be concerned with it, really. But yeah, just toss your spells around. Getting the Slayer killing from all this is worth a fair bit of XP, so it's not nothing to turn your nose at, you know? XP is XP. So right here at that little pedestal up there on the hill, that is where the satyr is going to be. So here, we didn't get him on that one, but we got him on the next run. And there is like a day-night cycle in the Keep on the Borderlands. So sometimes it'll be day, sometimes it'll be night. And it has even like a little twilight section. You'll see that later. So you kill this goon, you wang him good. The chest is right here next to this little pedestal obelisk raised thing. And there we go, we got a Quall Feather token. Fantastic. Our inventory is full there, but you know, whatever. It's okay. Anyway, we keep going, and the next guy, he's gonna be a little goblin. And you might be asking, what is he goblin? And he's just goblin the day away. You know, that's all he does. But then we're gonna put an end to that. So he's up here. You want to hug like the left, really, because he's kind of like higher up than you'd expect. There you go. You can see the chest right there. And he's just like a little pale goblin looking guy. He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm wearing got a little Cubone hat because he's got a little skull on his head. It's a funny joke. Check this chest. Boom. Nothing too crazy. There's a bear. Take the bear out. Tell him to go home. It's good. He's had too many. Tell him to pack it away. Alright, and then we head more south, and we're going to go down and around the bend over here. And here we will encounter Turg. He's like a big ogre. And there he is. Oh, he's got a little red cape. So he's pretty fucking dripped out. Look at this guy. What a goon. Oh, he doesn't have a red cape. That's just his hair. Oh, who's ever confused hair with clothing, you know? Can't be done. Here are a bunch of the crabs. What a bunch of silly goons these guys are. They give you a hard time, you just wang them. And here we go, in the chest. Quall Feather token. No, absolutely not. You can't get that lucky. This next one's really good. This next section, it's like back to back. So you go over here, back the way you came a little, and we're gonna go kind of northwest, more west than north. Over the river onto this little mini island right here. And here you'll be able to tell if Pinchy is around if you see a chest kind of half buried in these 3 mounds. And we do right here. So you want to take out anyone who's like around, right? Like these 2 little funny crabs. And then Pinchy shows up. There he is. He's a crayfish. You want to take him out with your ability. And you get a chest out of that. So there's Pinchy. He's one of the better ones. And he even gives a Quall Feather token. What a nice guy. Now, right across the river, you'll be able to see from Pinchy if this guy's alive or not. It's a raptor guy, old Long Talon. He's just a little raptor boy. He just likes existing. What a guy. Take out the river crabs and you can just loot that chest. So Pinchy and Long Talon, they're right next to each other, so you'll always be able to tell if one's there, if the other is there. So like once you check one, you'll be able to see if the other's there. And we got some funny like neat trinkets and uniques there, so we got a little excited about that. The next one, we're going to be heading towards that abandoned, destroyed village thing. It's kind of like a lizard folk encampment, really, more than anything. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a lizard folk encampment. You'll get a little snippet from the dungeon master once you go near it. And here, you'll be able to quickly tell. He'll always be next to this stew pot over here. I'm going to go in there and beat up the big lizard man. He has a shield and is a head taller than everyone else. You get his chest right there. Boom. Getting a pretty good run so far. You can go past these guys. This next section's a bit of a run, but it's not like the worst in the world. Here, past this tree, you want to keep going. You'll see some like logs that are acting like bridges. You want to go like kind of towards them, but I like running through the water. as a treat, just get your feet wet, you know? Like, you could take the bridge, or you can, like, cut across, you know, it's up to you, really. Like, what would your character do, you know? Maybe roleplay it as a joke. Why not, you know? What else are you doing? You go through there, you come over here. Oh, look, it's a little tea party. You get some XP for discovering that if you haven't already. And in here, boom, cuts the scene because we didn't get the Mudman in the last one, but here is the Mudman Lerp. Because he named himself. All Mudmen name themselves after the first sound they make. And this guy was Lerp. What a guy. What deep lore that is. It's pretty strong, I think. Do we get a Quall Feather token? Not this day. Well, there's also a good way to, if you're like trying to get the little ingots, like you'll get a ton of ingots doing this. Like the Arcane Ingot, the Silver Ingot, the Ethereal Ingot. This is a perfect way of getting that. We're gonna head over there in this direction, kind of like southeast, more south than east. Yeah, and then we're gonna go up the mountain for a quick bird boy. We're coming to the end here. We're very close, nearly at the finish line. You know? That's where we're at. Right up here, you'll see the nest, and do a little jump, and boom, it is dusk. And here is Keenbeak. He's a griffin. You'll be able to tell that he's here if you see the chest in the nest. Once you kill him, you take the nest chest, and then you make your way towards where he kind of spawned from, like over here. And then we just jump down into here, and we'll find our last goon. There's some Borderland spiders, you just take them out. Nothing too crazy about that. And this guy, alright, so this guy, he oft does what he's doing right now, which is glitching into the wall and making himself like untargetable and really annoying to kill. So if you have any like range attacks or attacks that just deal damage, like applying a dot or something or getting your pet to do it, you want to like, you can't even tab target him when he's doing this. So you want to like find a way to right click him to like really hard target him, and then cast your like not needed too much targeting spells. Like I have a spell, the Epic Strike for the Sing Song, that like just hits guys, it doesn't like shoot out. So maybe like a magic missile would be alright, maybe like some other applying debuffs. The bird attack from the bird falconeer tree, like those would work as well. Alright, once you're there, you recall, and if you didn't get enough feather tokens, you just go do it again. You talk to this guy to go exchange your 15 Quall feather tokens. I got 20, it's a fun prank. Trade 15 of them, we're gonna get the Palomino, that's what it's called, Palomino. That's what light brown means. Horse, and then once you get it, they will be in the horseshoe section of your inventory, and you can go and switch between your little horses there. Bada bing. You can even drag them onto your bar, set them to a thing. I like keeping mine on V as a joke, because I feel like that's a nice button to hit if you want to like be on a horse. So there we go. We got a horse there, feeling pretty good, nice and horsing around. And yeah, that's it. That's my optimal little path that I take whenever I need Quall Feather tokens, or I'm taking some goons along for Quall Feather tokens. If you bring a friend along, once one of you gets 15, the other one can pass the other guy the 15 feather tokens, so that's good. And thanks everyone for watching, and I hope this helped everyone or anyone. If it did help you, why don't you leave a like, maybe you subscribe for the next one. Hopefully it'll be pretty good, and you did good, you know? Alright, that's it. That's all I got for you today. Goodbye. Eat your vegetables and brush your teeth at least once. Bye-bye.